Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. I missed last week's video, but there we go, it is what it is. What are we doing today? Good question. A whole bunch of random stuff. I've got to finish cleaning that cow barn, which I'm about to do now, but I'm not going to bore you to death with that too much. Then I brought some sheep at the Dolphin, which is a sheep fair for those of you that don't know if you're not in the southeast. Which are in the barn. There's only 19 of them, but they've got to go out to the field, which is wonderful. And then after that, we have got to set up an area to get the cows in. Then I've got to get the cows in, then I've got to sort through the cows. There's 4 of last year's calves that need to be weaned and come off of the cows, and they've got to go out to the other calves. And then we got to tag a load of calves, and then they can all go back out as well. So in other words, a fun day in the life of me. That being said, if you haven't done already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell, and you'll be notified of my videos every Tuesday and Friday, although sometimes it's just Tuesday or just Friday. But yes, so that's the plan. For those that don't know, my telehandler, that wonderful, non-looking wonderful thing there, is about to undergo a full restoration. So basically once, well I say full, minor restoration, once this is cleaned and finished, then that frees up that telehandler to be taken apart and repainted and various other issues hopefully sorted with it, which is coming up in the next couple of videos. It's going to be a couple of videos long, because the amount of work that needs to be done to it is quite mammoth, to be honest. But last night, over the weekend, I ordered the majority of the parts I need to do that, so we'll pick them up at some point in a later video and make a start on that, because that is all a bit wonderful. So anyway, like I say, I'm going to clean this barn out. I'm not going to bore you too much with it, so I'll probably see you potentially down the field, because I've got one thing I want to talk about and see what your opinion is of, because I've got an idea but I'm not too sure about it yet. And then I will probably see you when I finish cleaning the barn out and get the sheep out of the barn and into the field, which is going to be wonderful. So make sure you stick around for that, because no doubt it'll all be a bit of fun. So I'll see you then. Right, that is the cow barn cleaned out. You'll see that in a little bit. I've just got to put the cattle trailer on to then get rid of these ewes that I bought, put them with the others in the field. So we're going to put the trailer on now. It's a wonderful day, to be fair. Don't know if I'm in the right place. Yeah, I've got to come back a bit. Oh, bloody hell. That'll probably do. Oh. Right, that's one trailer on, thank God. So these ewes, I brought them, like I say, from Dolphin, £130 each. They're mule cross Suffolk, so they're not terrible things, to be fair. They're quite nice. I would have liked some text or something like that, but way too much money, way too much. Way too much. So we settled for these, 19 of them. It was about £2,400. So marginally cheap. Depends on what you class as cheap, but yeah, so that's how much I've spent on them. I'm hoping to get a couple more before the ram goes in, but we'll see. Like I say, they're rather expensive, so time will tell on that one. But anyway, we'll get these loaded. Pretty good. Oh, you've got to go in the trailer. Really? Well, that was easy enough. So I got the sheep out. It was fairly easy, didn't film it, but you saw me load them up. But that was a fairly easy task. The cows, on the other hand, were not. Right, as you would have seen, I've just loaded up the sheep. Put them out, that was quite easy. The cows, on the other hand, were not so easy. They did not want to go out. No, did not want to come in. They didn't follow the food, which I thought they would. They seem to have some aversion to the field that I've got to get them through to get them back up the top. Because, like I say, they wouldn't follow the food across that field, but every other field they would. And then I even tried it with my granddad, and that still didn't work. So none the wiser on that situation. Couldn't get them in. Gave up for the day because they were starting to get a bit irate. So it's now the next day, which is Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get them in today with any luck. Now, that being said, I've cleaned this area. It needs a final little scrape, but the vast majority of it is cleared. The barn is pretty much empty, minus a final scrape with that one as well, which I've got to do, but I wanted to get the cows in, sort them first. But maybe that's just not meant to happen. Maybe that's just not meant to be. So that's that really. A little bit of a farm update really. I'm tempted to do a second cut of haylage. I've got a couple of fields that have regrown quite well. Got a good solid sort of 6 inches of grass, which I may mow if the weather holds out. And then just wrap it as a bit of extra fodder for the winter. Because as you would have known, we were quite short this summer on making hay and haylage, so it would be quite good to have some extra. But I don't know about that one yet. But as I was saying, this lot's all clear. It's all clear. 2 horses in there. We don't talk about them because I don't like horses. But that is pretty much clear, minus various other things. So the next task in my life, which I said about earlier, is my macro. So the plan is to paint the old girl. inside and out. Both, you know, the lot, like get all this done, make a rubber mat for it, tidy this sort of mess up here, which is actually a bit of a mess. Paint obviously the wheels. I'm going to take all the wheels off, paint everything. I've got new track rod ends because they're buggered. I want to have a look at this because I think it's all a little bit worn out. As you can see there, I don't know if you can see this, there's a wear mark where it's sloppy Joe inside of that, which obviously isn't ideal and needs to be fixed because I think that'll make it crowd back a little bit more. So yeah, quite a few long-winded tasks on the old girl, which will be in a future video not too far from now because I've ordered all the stuff. So, bit of a shorter video today, just a bit of a catch-up, bit of a farm talk. Nothing really went to plan too well, really, but that's just my life. So, like I say, if you're looking forward to either some more second cut mowing, restoring this telehandler, which is in desperate need because like there's no paint left anywhere and it's a bit of a mess, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell, and I will see you in the next video, which will be much more exciting than this one. But there we go. It's just got a bit manic and a bit busy, and I've gained a couple more grey hairs and a hell of a mess of a haircut really, but there we go. Right, I'll see you on Friday with a much more exciting video with any luck.